All right, and we are live and our levels are good. Yep. All right. Hey guys, welcome. Sorry I've been busy for the last couple days. Really just trying to close on this house. It's been a crazy journey. I don't know if you know about house hunting and everything, but more importantly, we are actually getting to a very key level that I have been looking to trade. We are touching on this naked daily point of control. So I want to kind of zoom on out a little bit and talk about this trade, right? Or this potential trade that we might take right here, right? Um, so we're just going to kind of get a bird's eye view of price action, right? So when we're reviewing context, we're always thinking about what are we moving away from. So currently, we can see here on the daily perspective, we've just been moving away from a sweep of this high, right? Nice, just clean price action. Value area low, value area high, value area low, value area high, value area low, value area high, a little bit higher, and now we are coming down. So the goal after you figure out what you're trading away from is to figure out what's in the way, right? What is in the way of these trades? And one of the first things I like to start with is just kind of looking at the auction. Looking at the auction for this, we're going to go to the 1 hour perspective. And we're just going to kind of look at this range. Oh, I don't want that line right there. That line's going to bug me. So we're just going to kind of look at this range and we are going to introduce all right, so we can see that we are trading below the point of control. Let's see if the point of control moved. The point of control has not moved, but we are tapping into this naked daily point of control. So this naked daily point of control also sits at, I believe this has some kind of VWAP support there. Let's see here. We're going to introduce our VWAP supports. So VWAP support's a little bit lower. So if this didn't, I mean, that's the all-time low VWAP right there. And this is this previous, so this would be a little bit of a weaker bounce. As we can see, this isn't really letting up. This is a nice drop to the downside. We might get a live trade here. So once we identify our levels that we want to trade, right? We have our confluences. We can see here we've got a naked weekly point of control and a naked daily point of control. And also, I think that this might be a little, if we come here from where we kind of got a little bit impulsive, and we just kind of pull a fib from right there. So not really a fib level. We could come down here from the low and kind of cheese it. And in that case, that's not really anything that much there too. So we are going to introduce our horizontals, which I previously worked out. And nothing really there, right? So this could be, and because this is, so this is how I'm classifying this, right? And what's important when you're studying mentors, when I'm studying mentors, I am not consuming content. And that's one thing that I want to tell you and one thing I want to impress upon you. Don't be a wisdom consumer. Stop watching stuff like you're trying to receive something. You're not the receiver in this. You are the quarterback. So every time before I watch a mentor or I watch someone who's presenting something on YouTube or I'm listening to some kind of video or whatever, I always kind of imagine myself washing my hands, washing my face, putting on my scrubs, putting on my mask. And then when I get to the chart or when I get to the video, I imagine it that I am a surgical apprentice and my job is to observe a surgery with all the variables. If you watch the best trader in the world's process and you say, he does this, then he does this, then he does this, then he does this, you're not learning instinct, right? Setups will come and go, but framework and understanding a process, it doesn't. The biggest flaw that I see with most people when they're studying other people is they don't know how to study other people. They don't think about what is this person avoiding just as much as what is this person doing. So when I'm studying my mentors, before I even go to them for a study session, I do it in advance and then I match everything up. And you can do whatever you want, right? But most of the traders, most of the best traders that I know, they approach study this way. They don't think about it like they are there to consume. They're not a consumer. They are an active thinker. They are an apprentice watching a process. It's just like a surgery, right? You have to see, you think about it almost like a quarterback. You watch a quarterback and he's not going to make a pass unless the defense is in a certain alignment, unless his team is in a certain alignment. You have to see what he avoids, not only what he's looking for, but what he's avoiding. Because a big part of being a trader is in what you don't do, right? It's probably bigger than what you do. What you avoid and what good traders don't do is very much key, and that is what's going to help you make money. Just writing down, scribbling notes, and then he did this, and then he looked at anchored VWAP, and then he did fibs. You're not learning, you're learning a system. If the surgeon told you, cut there, and then he cut there, and then he cut there, you're probably going to kill more patients than are going to live. But if you said, he cut there because this, and when that incision was open, because he saw this, he sewed that up, and then he stopped the surgery. Knowing these variables and these things are super key. And patience is a massive key. So we're going to go down here to the 5 minute, and we're going to look at Bitcoin. And as you can see here, what happened at our naked weekly point of control. Well, what happened at our naked weekly point of control was we did not get an entry trigger, right? Typically, all we're looking for when we're doing technical analysis is we aren't looking for something, we're looking where something. And then once we identify where, we're looking for a reaction. It's almost like the quarterback says, okay, guys, we're inside the 20-yard line. We're going to do a handoff if the defense is not prepared for that. So at this level, did we see a reaction that we wanted? No, we didn't. What did we want to see to take a trade? Well, I have my playbook. I would have liked an SFP. Get down below, close back above, show some strength, maybe some trap traders, and then off to the races. Or maybe I see a bounce and then a change in market structure. These two setups give me the same thing, just different ways. They give me an out. They let me know that there was a reaction there and that the market has changed direction. So there I have my risk, my stop loss. And then I have my target, right? If I have a low, a low, a low, a low, and then a break, and then I see prices coming back up, well, it's probably going to come and back test these lows. Because you remember, it's an auction. Auctioning, looking for something, found it, now go and unload it somewhere else. The market is not random. Nothing is random in the market. It's always looking to do something. That's why your technical analysis has to be focused on where it's going to happen. Then when you know where it's going to happen, then you pull out your playbook on what you're looking for, right? The granddaddy of them all is the SFP. Maybe you might see a bounce and a retest, right? And then in there, whatever your system is, right? Maybe you're looking for RSI divergences. Maybe you're looking at delta and order flow and you want to see some trap traders or you want to see a divergence here. Maybe that's your tell. So here we go. We go to our second zone here, our anchored VWAP. Now we can see we are trading through our anchored VWAP. Are we getting the reaction that we want? Well, we don't know yet. Let's wait and see how this candle closes. If this 5 minute candle, and we're going to have 3 minutes left on this, I might not make you sit through this for 3 minutes because I don't want this video to go on forever. But right now, we want to see, is business being conducted here? Okay, yeah, we are seeing some volume. We are seeing some retrace, right? Maybe let's go and let's see what's going on in this wick. So for that, we might want to introduce a little order flow. I'm going to get this order flow ready here. Let me go to a little 5 minute order flow. Okay. So here we go. Now, look at that. Is this a valid SFP? Let's look. Here's a 5 minute, just looking at the candles. And then now we're going to look at this from the 5 minute perspective of order flow. So we're going to see here, we're coming down, 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 and then we see volume, and we can see high volume, green candle, no open interest. So you can see here that people are aggressively buying this, but there's no longs that are opening up. Is this a strong move? Now I can see longs that are opening up inside of here. The open interest is increasing. The volume is increasing. So when you go through a level of confluence, that's what you want to see. You want to see, I'm seeing transactions, because that's what confluence is all about. It's about where something is going to happen. So when price arrives there, you can get the visual look of it, but if you look at the order flow, you can get the actual meat and bones of it. Is the reaction happening? Like you can see here, you can see the open interest is kind of fighting. The volume is going up. The delta is positive. Do we have any divergences? On our approach, we saw an open interest increase with some shorts. So we know that if price got above this area right here, then those shorts are in trouble. So right now, we can see that we are finding support on that anchored VWAP. There we are. Look at that. So now we know that those shorts are going to get in trouble right around here. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, these are 5-minute candles, right? So is this a valid SFP at this point? I'd say that is we're going to wait to this next candle, and we're going to see if price trades through that. All right. And remember, when price is going down, we're bearish, but we're looking for longs, right? When price is going up, we're bullish, but we're only looking for shorts because we catch the longs at the low and we catch the shorts from the highs. So right now, we should already be in a short. If you are not in a short when price is tanking, you missed it, buddy. That's it. Your job is patience. If you miss the play, your job is patience. Because think about it like this. If you missed the play, somebody else didn't, and they're looking to exit. And where do they want to exit? Put yourself in the shoes of them. So here we go. What are we seeing here? We see here big green candle. We see here negative delta, negative delta. The sellers are dying out. The buyers show up, right? So now we're opening up a new candle. We have our SFP candle. If we fill the wick, then all of these buyers have failed. So this episode might actually just be a little live in time of the price action. We're going to zoom on out here to the 30-minute, just get a wider view perspective. We can see we have tapped that first anchored VWAP. I would say ultimately, if we do come up here and we do find a bounce, it would just be to make a lower high because we still have support. These areas work like magnets, right? Boom, bam. And then we're coming on down here for the big one, right? Trend line support, value area low, naked weekly point of control. We also have some horizontal levels. We got a weekly level and a daily level. So we are absolutely stacked down here. But in my TA and in my trading plan, I did have a plan to look here, like, right? I had these levels marked out. So it's funny because I marked these out 2 days ago and look at the reaction of all of them right here. Did I get the reaction I wanted? Yes. Did I take this short? Yes. Right here. Did I get the reaction I wanted for the long? No. Did I take this long? No. And then look here. I had this just for a decision level. Did I get the reaction that I wanted? Yes. Did I take this trade? No, I wasn't at my computer. Bounce. Could still be in the short, right? And still even profited off the long. And then because we already weakened this level, we tapped it, we fell through, we back test, and that's how these levels turn into this support, resistance, flip. And if you cannot get above that, what has to happen? The auction has to continue lower. So as you can see here, this is working out pretty good. We did not find support at the naked weekly point of control. We did not find support at the naked weekly point of control. We are remaining patient. We did SFP through that. So this is now a 5-minute candle. And as you can see, we have an SFP candle. We know that the trouble area is still up here. This is where the shorts start to get into trouble. And so now we're going to bring back the order flow. So now, as you can see here, the candle that went through the level was high volume, but there was no open interest in it. So that's a neutral candle to me, right? This is order flow basics. Pay attention. Now, you can see here, open interest increasing with positive delta. Now people are starting to long, right? So would I long this? No, I would not long this. I want to see people starting to short, because when you see people starting to short and that CVD going down, something is absorbing. Right now, it's just showing that people are buying. I don't like to take trades when everyone's buying. We call this a crowded trade. I don't like to engage in crowded trades. I like to engage in trades where people are going to get fucked over and fast, because those are explosive moves. Always remember this when you're thinking about context. What are we trading away from? Who is trapped? And where are we in the auction process? This trade right here would be classified as a scalp simply because of this. If I zoom out a little bit, one of the first questions I want to ask myself is, what is the market doing? So I'm going to go here to the daily, and I'm going to say, well, the market has been ranging, right? So if the market is ranging, where are we at in that process? I need to go down a time frame because I have that set to a lower time frame. Sorry about that. So in the auction process, we have just lost the point of control and back tested it, right? This is your little shoulder, head, shoulder, right? Shoulder, head, shoulder. And now we're coming down. We have a weaker value area low, but the greatest probability is that we come down to this value area low. Now, we have to think about common sense and what's in the way. Well, we do have some stacked weekly and daily level at 89.1. We do have naked daily point of control, and so we are absolutely stacked down there. And that was another area that I had my eyes on. And these are my decision zones. So in these zones, I just simply have to say, all right, I'm going to make a decision. I'm looking for my playbook, trap traders, a positive reaction as far as like candle formation, right? An SFP with a low time frame market structure change. This is, I'm not afraid to long here, right? But this is not going to be a scalp, but this is not going to be a swing long, because the most highest probability is that we're just going to come on up, and I would probably take profit at the lows, set my stop loss to 0. If we came up here and took some highs, great. I made a little bit of profit. I haven't taken this trade, by the way. So we're going to keep an eye on this, guys. I don't want this video to go on forever. This was going to be a nightly review where I searched some levels up, but I saw that some levels came up, so I just thought that I would drop a little bit of a tutorial about how I'm thinking in the trade, how I'm staying patient, how I'm arriving at these levels, how I'm getting these levels. It's just a lot of real common sense. The TA is pretty easy. Getting your playbook and your action and waiting for the reaction that you want and confirming that reaction, whether it be with volume, RSI, whatever method you use, they all work. They all work. All diets work, right? So here we go. Now I'd say that if we get a little low time frame market structure, we might just see this one through a little bit. Where is that? I'm going to look at a little order flow before I sign off. And let's just see what the order flow is doing. The order flow is basically just looking at participants. Now, as you can see here, price was coming down, down, down. We were coming down on weakness, right? The open interest was decreasing. The negative delta was coming out. So you saw heavy sellers. The sellers are dwindling. Big sellers, right? So that's why you got to get above this hump right here. If this did go up, I would say that we squeeze up past these guys, pop up, hit the VWAP, and then circle back. Because as you can see now, what's going on now? Now you're seeing big open interest enter the market with negative delta. So now people are starting to short. Now I would say we get a little bit of a sharper move to the upside. If these shorts, and I also look at trade count, right? And volume. I might change this top. I have it set to time. I might set that time to volume. As you can see here, the volume's dying off a little bit. This could have been a nice little scalp, right? You've got an invalidation. It just didn't have all the trimmings. This isn't what I would call an A plus setup. This is what I would call a B minus setup. An A plus setup to me would have had shorts in here, and then price would have started going up, and it would have put those shorts under a squeeze. I like those reverse trades. Right now, this is kind of a mixed bag. So, all right, you know what? I might just do some levels real quick because that was my whole point of what I wanted to do today. So I'm just going to do my little levels. I'm going to start off with high time frame analysis. We are trading sideways on the weekly perspective. And we do have that weekly level below us with a little bit of a weekly open above us. Dude. And that's going to be the weekly open. All right, let's go to the daily perspective. Daily perspective. Do we have any new dailies? Let's get rid of this trend line. We do have a new daily level right here. Unlock. That is a nice ripe daily level. That's about it. Okay, cool. Naked points of control. For that, I'm going to bring up ATAS. Going to look at the daily perspective here. And as you can see, we just did tap that naked daily point of control, and we're not really building any value underneath it. So we could get sucked up and find support above that naked daily point of control. That would be a good marker for a first little sign of strength. We do have a naked daily point of control here, 88850 and 8775. Naked weekly points of control. No, wow. Our naked weekly point of control was just tapped right there. You can see it. So our naked weekly point of control is toast. And let's go to this monthly. And we do have a naked monthly point of control right there at 87.3. So I want to go back to my chart here and bring up my naked points of control. 87.3, 87.5. That area is kind of stacked right there. This is that weekly point of control. Naked weekly? Yeah, I think that was a weekly. I'll use this for a marker to just see if we can close above this. See, and this is the thing about naked points of control. Naked points of control are based off of volume, the highest peak volume. So it's a very underused tool, and you really have to have a good volume indicator. I wouldn't really trust TradingView. I wouldn't really trust TradingView on that. We're coming up to back test that naked weekly point of control. This also could be a good short opportunity if we did SFP this high. Short opportunity because if you bounced and you found support, and that support being that VWAP support, and we did lose that, right? But we do actually have more support beneath us, so I wouldn't short that. All right. Let's get an idea of our bigger trader. Let's see what our bigger trader is doing. For that, we're going to use this order flow chart on ATAS. And we're just going to kind of look at the open interest and the CVD. So you can see here price is going down, down, down. And CVD is going down, down, down. So there's no divergences. I can see here that there was a big open interest increase here. And that open interest increase was positive delta, positive delta, positive delta. So a lot of people were longing right here. It's not a big surprise that we dipped and then we wrecked them, right? So we're trading away from trapped longs. We want to see an open interest decrease and have these longs flushed out. We can see some new open interest coming in the market with longs, but mixed with some shorts. So it is kind of a mixed bag. For me personally, I just would like to look at these profiles real quick. Let's kind of see where we're opening. We are hitting a time point of control. So yeah, so I mean, nothing's changed for me. I set everything up on Monday, and not much has changed, right? My boxes. This hasn't really gotten the reaction that I wanted, and it did get an SFP, and we are closing back in my zone here, but it is very late at night. Time is something to consider. It's not really a high volume time right now, and it isn't getting much follow through. So I'm going to let that sit, and I'm going to just focus on this area tomorrow. And this is also kind of playing out into boom, boom, boom. Yeah. I'll be waiting around for this 87 area, right? And I've got some alerts set on this weekly level. And on top of that, I do have some naked daily point of controls. So I'll be looking for price to trade either through this, all of them, reclaim, low time frame market structure change, and catch the long. There is also something to consider that the range low is down there. So, I don't know if price just kind of really starts trapping people, but around this area, I'll be looking for a swing long trade. Anyways, guys, it's really been fun doing this one. I hope this wasn't too long. I hope you learned something, and I hope you stay tuned for the next one. Peace out.